me tell you something most people don't tell entrepreneurs and business owners generally. You don't start a business when you have money. You start a business when you understand money. It's funny. It's not even a motivational talk. It's the truth. You don't start a business when you have money because a lot of people have money and they did business and their business is always to be found. You start a business when you understand money. Don't just look for money. Make sure that what you get the money and you understand money. In business creation, there are two types of people. People who wait for capital, who are waiting for capital is what you use to start your business or the money you use to run your business. There are people that wait for capital and there are people that actually create capital. To start a business, most people say, I will start when I get funding or I will start when I have the money. You can't wait for funding. Funding doesn't create serious entrepreneurs. Pressure does. You can't wait for money. The little that you have is enough to get you running or to get you started. Today, I'm going to show you 5 real ways to fund a business, but not in a boring way. It's definitely going to be interesting. Stay tuned. I will tell you the benefit and danger of each, who should use each, and the ones that you should most likely avoid. Let's start with the one that looks small but is of the greatest benefit, and that is savings. Some people call it bootstrapping, but let's just make it very basic. Savings. Let me tell you a bitter truth. If you cannot save 5k when you are earning 50k, you cannot save 100k when you start earning 5 million naira. And if you cannot save money, who told you you can manage money? And that's why I used to implore or kind of advise everybody to cultivate the habit of saving. Savings is not about the money. Savings is a character, is a form of character. It's naturally not about money. It's about self-control. It's a personality that everyone needs to cultivate or develop. Like I said, people call it bootstrapping. Funding your startup with your own money. That's your savings. So many successful business owners, or let me say founders like Sarah Blakely, started their business with self-funding before scaling massively. So you are probably wondering, who is Sarah Blakely? Sarah Blakely is the owner of Spanx. If you're into fashion industry, you will know what I'm saying. She owns this shapewear and fashion apparel. It's a big name. But here is the truth. Savings is slow. Your savings is slow because imagine you have the target of saving 10 million naira or you want to let's say 5 million naira and your current salary is around 100,000 naira. So when are you going to reach that? So savings is slow, but still, I still advise people to at least save. So most people too are impatient, but you can still do a lot with savings. You must have some of your money at hand in your business before reasonable people will offer to help you. Do you understand? It is better when you have money and you tell people that, oh, I have so I want you to assist me so. So it's better that way because reasonable people will actually assist you when you have your own money. So in case you are struggling to save, let me give you just a few tips to save. So set a time funding target. For example, let's say for the next 1 year or for the next 18 months, I want to save so amount. Determine to keep a particular amount per week or per month. It could be weekly. Maybe I want to be saving 2,000 naira weekly, or I want to be saving 10,000 naira monthly. I don't know how it works for you, but you know what is going to work for you. So, and consider that money lost so that you won't be tempted to go and take it back again. So when you save money, this works for me. When I save money, I consider that money lost. I lost that money. I just automatically I try and train my mind to assume that I lost the money. So I don't go back to go and take the money or to look for the money. In fact, there are some times that I will save. I will need the money back and I will go and meet my friend to borrow me money because I do not want to take out the money. I assume that money is lost and I cannot find it. So I go somewhere else to get money. Secondly, after you have given yourself time and amounts, cut lifestyle inflation. There are many things you can cut down from your expenses. I used to say it. It could be subscription, it could be vacation, going out, or even clothes buying. For just a period of 1 year or for a period of 18 months, you can actually cut down on these things. Okay, for the next 1 year, I'm not going to be doing Netflix subscription because I want to be using the money I'm using for that 6.5. I want to be using it to, I want to be keeping it. In a year, I know how much. It may not be much, but at least it's something. I want to gather it and use it to do something else. Or maybe I'm not going to buy new clothes for the next 1 year, or maybe I'm not going to go out with friends. I'm not doing any vacation for the next 1 year. Do you understand? So cut down lifestyle inflation. So like I said, it could be Netflix, it could be DSTV subscription or GoTV or whichever one that you use. I'm also not buying new clothes. just for 1 year or 18 months. See, you won't die. Let me use this quote of Yakub manage. It will do you like you want to die, but you will not die, you will survive it. Is that clear? You are not going to die. And the third one is, after you have achieved that, after you've said you're going to save for 1 year, you're going to save for 18 months, and you've actually saved it, launch small. There is nothing big that you cannot start small. Don't wait for big money. Don't wait for 12 million naira or don't wait for 100 million naira to start a business. No matter how small the money is, try and look for a way you can start small. After you must have saved for that 1 year, start the business with the little money that you have. And fourthly, reinvest every profit. Now, every gain you make is not for you to flex. Make sure that what you reinvest every profit that you make on that business, no matter how small. Even if you make something as little as 50 naira or maybe 200, make sure that what you invest it back. This is not a time for you to start buying clothes back or to start living large back or anything. You will eat up the money again. So just like reinvest it back into the business. So to better understand the savings aspect, please make sure you rewatch this video. Rewatch again so that you better understand how savings can work for you. Remember, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do. The algorithm like when you like a video, so make sure you like this video and drop a comment. Second way to fund a business is through family and friends. Through family and friends, yes. Dangote used this strategy. Mr. Aliko Dangote, he borrowed from his uncle and returned it. Borrowing from friends and family has built a lot of billion-dollar companies. And also, it has destroyed families, because when you borrow money and you refuse to pay back, definitely they're going to fight you. Or where's my money? That kind of stuff. So some of the biggest startups in the world began with personal circles, believing in them. Like, you just meeting your uncle or meeting your brother and say, I have this idea. Can you lend me so a month for so number of years or for so number of months? And they tend to give it to you. So if your friends and family believe in what you plan to do, they'll be willing to borrow you money or they'll be willing to lend you money. But as much as this is good, it also has destroyed relationships. People borrow money casually, like with no plan, with no strategy. They borrow money from friends, no structure, no clarity, no agreement, and they refuse to pay up. Relationship is therefore damaged. So if you are raising capital from family and friends, do this. Treat them like board members or shareholders or investors. For everybody that you are meeting and you are telling them your plan and you want them to like support you or borrow you money, treat them like investors, like people that are investing in you or people that are investing in your business. Treat them as shareholders. Take them serious and be reasonably open to them. You're not going to, in the name of being open to them, you're not supposed to like leak out your trade secrets. Do you understand? There's some things that logically are going to hold back, but be reasonably open to them. So another thing is, state clearly your return options. For instance, I will return it in 3 months or I will return it in 6 months. State it clearly. Because some people, they will borrow you money today and tomorrow they'll start asking you for the money. Like, oh, where's the 50k you borrowed from me yesterday? So that's why you should be clear about it. Don't assume that it's my uncle, you will not ask. Some people will ask, and they will put pressure on you. So that the money you are borrowing me will be the money that you can actually forfeit for that 3 months or for that 6 months that I want to use it. Do you understand? So be very clear with the return options. I will return it in 3 months time or 6 months time. And if there will be any delay, notify them on time. For instance, if you want to pay back in 3 months and let's say like after 2 months you see that, I will not be able to pay back this money, call them and tell them, I'm sorry, there will be a delay. I will not be able to meet up with that 3 months or with that 6 months that I said. Can you give me some extension? Don't wait for them to ask you, where is my money, before you inform them. When you do this, it won't look like you are begging them for money. You are simply earning capital. You are simply raising capital. So family and friends funding is the fastest way to raise capital. It's the fastest way. It's not the safest way. Savings is the safest way, but the next safest way to raise capital is from family and friends. Especially when they've seen you manage money well, they will want to invest with you. For real. If they've seen you that, this person is industrious, she's, this person, they will actually want to like invest in you. So that leads us to the third way to raise funds for your business. The third way to raise funds for your business, and it's crowdfunding. This part relies heavily on storytelling. Crowdfunding is the act of using strangers to invest in you, or strangers gather money and give it to you to start a business. So it relies heavily on storytelling techniques. I've seen people raise millions for medical bills, for hospital bills before. So trying to crowdfund for your business shouldn't be a bad thing. For real. Trying to tell people that, oh, I want to set up a business and it's also amount and I have so amount, but I need so amount. I don't know if you can like come together and help me gather it, that kind of stuff. So if people can like raise money to bury people, to pay for somebody's hospital bills and some and stuff like that, trying to gather money to start a business for someone, I don't think it's a big deal. So don't be shy about it. If you need money, you can actually like crowdfund for your business money. Crowdfunding allows strangers to fund your idea. Although you have to convince them of the use of the money. Like I said, storytelling, you have to convince them, because people don't want to give you money and the next week they will see you in UK spending the money that you say you want to use and do business. So you really need to like convince them. They will most likely be interested to be part of your journey. So people contribute some amount of money to fund your business idea. To make crowdfunding successful, you most likely one, have an audience first. It could even be your WhatsApp friends or your WhatsApp viewers, your WhatsApp status viewers. Do you understand? So that these people can share, they can distribute whatever. Maybe it's flyer you did, or a video, or just a picture. Do you understand? So that you can. So you need to like have an audience first. Then you need to create anticipation. People need to be emotionally moved by your story. You can't just tell me, hi everyone, please, I need 50 million because I want to start my, let's say, my pet business. What my business? But you need to convince them that I am so, I have done so, and I'm a graduate of so, I've always loved business and I really want to do business, and I have this great idea that I think is going to make me so in so number of years. I don't know if you can help me. Do you understand? You just have to like convince them, and you create anticipation. And lastly, you can show behind the scenes. Let people know how far you've come. For instance, now maybe you've contacted some people, your suppliers and everything, and the only thing that is left for you is to pay. So if you have some behind the scenes pictures, like behind the scenes moments or videos or anything, you can show them so that they know that, oh, she's not joking. I think it's true. She needs the money. Remember, people that funded you will be interested in buying your products. So one beautiful thing about crowdfunding is people that like raise fund for you, they will be very interested in buying your product. Do you understand? So for your first order, you already have customers waiting for you. Imagine maybe you wanted to like start a laundry business, and maybe you don't have money for washing machine, you don't have money for iron to buy iron rather, and you don't have money for what other thing do they use? Let's say starch and everything. And let's say you raised 1 million naira from people. When you eventually start and you be like, oh, the business that you donated money to has started. People want to test you out, like, okay, my money is in this business. Let me try her out. How good is she? And before you know it like that, at least for the next 1 month, you have customers till you get other new customers. So crowdfunding for business is actually not a very bad idea. The fourth one is loan. Loan is very good and at the same time very risky. Personally, I won't advise anybody to start a business with loan. Personally, my opinion, I won't advise anybody to start a business with loan. So I don't think it's a good idea. Loan can multiply you, accepted, but it can also bury you. So whether it's loan from bank, from Microfinance, or all these apps, I won't advise you to start a business with loan. Taking money from banks, Microfinance, or loan apps is a 50-50 venture for a new business or startup. You can leverage loan after you start the business. If your business is already making profits, do you understand? You can bring loan in. But to start a business with loan is hard. Before you borrow a loan, and in case you want to go ahead and borrow loan, no problem. But before you borrow a loan, calculate this. Can this loan I'm using as capital produce at least 2 or 3 times the interest cost? For instance, let's assume that you borrowed 1 million naira for 3 months and the total interest is 200k. So calculate that in 3 months, can this money generate 400k or 600k? That means by the time you remove their 200k from it, you are left with either 200k and or 400k. So this money that I'm borrowing, can the profit on the business, can it generate the interest in 2 or 3 times, like in 2 or 3 places? Do you understand? So calculate that. If no, pause, rethink. If you are gambling, you are not sure, or just pause and rethink other strategies by which you can raise money. What I simply mean is, if the interest on the loan per week or month is 50k, let's assume that the interest on the loan per week or per month is 50k. Is this business making up to 100k or 150k net profit? I made a video on profit margin, net profit, gross profit. I think you should go and watch the video. So can this business make up to 100k, 150k net profit in a week or a month? If it's a no, please don't take it. And that takes us to the last method of funding your business. So this last method is actually one of the best way of funding your business, and it is credit from suppliers. Credit from suppliers. This is an ancient form of business funding, but it still scales. It still scales and it is still good. So you collect goods today, sell and pay later. That's what credit from suppliers mean. You collect, like your suppliers, they give you products or goods on credit. So you collect, let's say you are selling drinks, let's say Coca-Cola, or let's say or Pepsi or something. You collect it, you sell, then you give them the money. So the interest is with you. You are just paying back the money that you used to buy. Do you understand? I don't want to go into jargons, but in finance or accounting, it is called trade credit financing. Trade credit financing. If you are a finance student or you are an accounting student, you understand what I'm saying. So it is called trade credit financing. The truth about this method is suppliers give credit to reliable and trustworthy people. So for you to actually like enjoy this method of business funding, you need to be reliable and trustworthy. Like people need to know that, okay, your suppliers need to know that this person is reliable and this person is trustworthy. So suppliers don't go with potentials, or they actually go with what? Reliability. So if you are a person that you've proved to pay on time, you've proved to communicate clearly and politely, and you've built history, suppliers will actually be eager and be happy to do business with you. You will really enjoy this business funding if you are trustworthy, if you are accountable, and that kind of stuff. So to start with supplier credit, you must have your own money at first. To enjoy this business funding strategy, you must have your own money at first. At least you buy some, then they will have to do it. Do you understand? Assuming maybe your money can buy 3 crates of drinks. So you can say, why not give me 6? I'll pay for 3. Then maybe 2 days later, I'll pay for the remaining. I must have sold part of these goods, then I will balance up, that kind of stuff. So you must have your own money at first. Then the supplier can now top it up for you by giving you extra goods to sell and pay later. You are more or less using people's money to run your company. So I told you I love this particular business funding strategy. You are more or less using people's money to run your business or to run your company. So in conclusion, to start and continue a business, funding is not a problem. Financial intelligence is. So don't just look for funding. I used to say, to start a business, don't just start looking for money or start looking for funding or something. Make sure that as you're looking for the money, you also have financial intelligence. You can use any of the listed options above to fund your business, whether it's savings, whether it's borrowing from family and friends, whether it's crowdfunding, whether it's loan or supplier credit. If you don't understand basic principles like cash flow management, cost control, profit margin, capital allocation, money will just disappear. So don't just look for money. Make sure that you have financial intelligence. Entrepreneurship is not just about raising money, but about multiplying it. That's part of financial intelligence. It's not just about funding your business. It's about how to sustain the business, how to multiply the money that you used to start. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. 63% of my viewers are not subscribers, and I'm wondering why. Why? If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Algorithm when you like a video. Algorithm likes when you like a video. So please make sure you like this video and drop a comment. I want to hear you all. I want to hear what's your view. Even if it's just thank you, make sure you write something there. Algorithm like things like that. So drop your comments. Which funding strategy fits your current level? If you want to start a business now, which funding strategy do you think you will most likely use? So thank you for watching to the end. Best of luck in your business. Bye. I love you.